Scott, oh my gosh, through our mutual friend, Ty Copsey, which I think he's here tonight, so thank you, Ty. He introduced us. I was working an event, and he brought Scott along, and little did I know, Ty had been sending pictures of myself to Scott saying, hey, this girl really wants to meet you, she thinks you're so great, come over, have a drink with us, and you know, she really wants to meet you. And Scott showed up.
So I show up, and I was like waiting to see who it was, like who am I supposed to meet, and it was just kind of awkward, but at the halfway through it we kind of get to meet each other because Ashley was working, and I just remember looking over at Ashley and kind of giving her a look like, I gotta see you again, but I didn't get her phone number, so I didn't know how I was going to talk to her again. But luckily for me, she ended up stalking me the next day. She got my phone number from Ty, texted me, sent a Facebook message and a Facebook request, so I was feeling pretty confident about it.
Our first kiss, it was a good one. It was after like our first date. We were in his Blazer, and I remember he just kind of leaned over and kissed me, and I was like, alright, like probably the best kiss in the history of kisses.
And all of a sudden it just hit me. I was looking at her and I was like, gosh, she's beautiful. It's like, I gotta do it. So I just went in for it and gave her a big kiss, and I just remember thinking afterwards, both of us like looked at each other and like, that was awesome. I'm the first one who said I love you, but it was one of those deals where it was like we both knew it at the time. It was kind of weird. It was like, oh, do you want to say it first? I don't know, should I? Type of deal. And I think, and actually I know I said I love you first, but it was one of those deals where we both knew we wanted to say it, we just didn't know exactly how the other one felt at the time, but we kind of knew. But I just, kind of like the first kiss, I just went in and just did it.
Scott proposed to me. We were out in Boston. We had planned this pretty awesome vacation to go see the Patriots play because he's a huge Patriots fan and I love the Patriots. So we went out to Boston the weekend of October 11th.
I was nervous as all get out. So we planned this trip to Boston. We go out there. It was like our second or third day there, and I had planned a gondola ride. So we went out to eat on the north end, and I'm supposed to get to this gondola ride at like 7:30, and our dinner runs into 7 o'clock, and if you didn't know anything about Boston, it's just packed. So I'm like running, and she has no idea why we're hurrying up, and I'm trying to get all this stuff going. I'm like, oh, we gotta get a bottle of wine, we gotta get this, we gotta get that.
And finally he's like, okay, we're here. And we get there, and there's nothing there. We were at the wrong address. And I was like, oh shoot, like what's going on? So we run across the other part of town. We finally get to this guy, and he's on a gondola on the Charles River. And this guy is like, hey, I want to take you guys out on a boat ride. And we get on the boat, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden Scott's kind of starting to get a little fidgety, and he gets down on one knee, and the boat just starts wobbling because he is so shaky. And I thought we were going to tip over, but he got down on one knee and proposed to me right there, and then probably the best moment of my life.
I actually think even the driver of the boat was asking, or wondering when I was going to ask that question.
My Uncle Norman, who was like a father to me, spent so much time with him out in Boston. We lived with him on his boat with my Aunt Diane. Every summer I'd go out there, and just so many memories I can't even begin to explain. But my Uncle Norman passed away of pancreatic cancer about, gosh, 8 years ago now. And my Aunt Diane just knew that this diamond Norman had given her, there was a special place for it, and eventually one day it would end up on my finger. And when Scott told my mom and dad that he wanted to marry me, my Aunt Diane called him right away and said, I have this diamond for you. It's meant to be on Ashley's finger. Norman would want it no other place. And so she, I guess just mailed it right to him, and Scott had it specially made from a jeweler in New York. He had the diamonds set into this beautiful setting, and then when we were on the Charles River, he told me the story about how Diane mailed it in and just couldn't imagine it anyplace else.
Favorite qualities? Oh, my favorite qualities of Ashley would be she's funny, lighthearted, everything. Just talking to her, you know, everything's gonna be good, everything's gonna be fun.
He's just the hardest worker. He, like, if he's gonna do something, he really puts his mind to it and just does it like 100%. He's funny. Not many people can make me laugh out loud, but he's really funny. And he just has a huge heart. Like, he just wants to help everybody and do everything and accommodate everybody, and he's just a really good guy.
She's the life of the party wherever she goes. She's the happy one. She's the one that's making everybody joyful. So I would say that's her best quality, and one of the best things that she does is that she's just brings happiness wherever she goes.
I'd say our favorite things to do together, other than just like laying in bed and having Copper come in between us with all fours up in the air, is probably go on motorcycle rides. I think that's the most relaxing, just like our time together and just forget about everything. We go up to BB Town, have a hamburger, just perfect.
We, awkwardly enough, like to watch our dogs play. I don't know. Copper is the highlight of our nights. Most nights when we come home from work, he's pretty funny. But together, I don't know. We do everything. We go on motorcycle rides. We have friends in town nonstop. We are go all the time. Every weekend we have something going on, whether it's a wedding, horseback riding, motorcycle ride, you name it, we're going to go do it. Before we got engaged, we went to Las Vegas one weekend on the West Coast, and we were in Boston watching the Patriots and the Red Sox very next weekend. So we're very active. We like to watch sports. It's endless. We do anything together.
Scott's most commonly used phrase, it's not so much a phrase as just when he gets really excited, he goes, and that's pretty much it. So when I see him do that, I know how happy and excited he is, but it's not so much a phrase, it's just
I just want you to know that you mean the world to me, and you make me so happy. Like, you are absolutely amazing. And I promise to love you every single day. And I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I've been able to do so many things that I never thought would even happen. I've never been to a Patriots game, and within 6 months of knowing you, we went to Boston and we went and watched the Patriots win in the last 30 seconds, and we watched the Red Sox play in the World Series. And that's just like, that's just like the topping on the cake, and the best part of all is I was with you. And all along, I thought I always wanted to watch the Patriots play, and I always thought I always wanted to watch, you know, the Red Sox in the series and all that stuff. But what was behind it is what meant the most. And I never thought that would ever even happen. That the behind the scene meeting would be the most. That being with you would be the special moment, and not the last second victory or the World Series victory. That it was who I was with that meant the most.
one word to describe our future together, just lucky. Like, we're lucky we found each other, we're lucky in love. I just feel like everything's meant to be.
Everybody that's at the wedding, I want to thank you very much for showing up tonight. We both appreciate it very much. That's your turn.
We appreciate your love and support so much. Like, thank you. Have a wonderful evening. And I guess I have two things to say, and it's hashtag so blessed. And turn down for what?
Turn down for what?
Turn down for what?
Nice.
I have a feeling that's going to be on the replay.
When did you realize that you were no longer going to marry Tom Brady?
Well, his Uggs commercial.
What are three things? What are three things Ashley's really good at?
The things Ashley's really good at, she's good at vacuuming. She does that a lot. Vacuums. We have one rug in the living room. She vacuums that all the time. I don't know. Can we go back to one thing, like a pet peeve?
Oh yeah, let's ask
She
you
was
guys
like,
while
"Is
you're
the
right
camera
here.
Still on? Oh, it is.
Your pet peeve is that I pick my nose.
I'm just kidding, but so we've been grilled with questions all day, and now we want to know how you guys feel.
Do you guys feel like our advice is really helping you?
No.
And go.
But it's fine because half the time I can blame it on Copper and it doesn't. He doesn't know which was his toes.
Hard to believe, but actually, a couple times I think it's Copper, and she'll start laughing, and it's come to find out it's not actually very funny. So.
Are you guys going to go on
I did not go.
honeymoons?
Well, our
We're gonna
honeymoon is
honeymoon
on
to, like,
Monday.
Los Sol Mio.
Yeah.
The
He
best
says I
sisters.
kiss like a fish. And he kisses like this.
Like a bird.
Tweet, 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 tweet.